Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the WNBA recap. If you've been following us, you know what this is. Just kind of running through tonight's game. I'm Raymond Lyons. It's Wilson Tarpe Jr. Just about to get into this action. First game, New York Liberty versus the Atlanta Dream. Atlanta gets the win 84-78. Just a couple quick things. Sabrina started off strong. Looked to be on her way to another big game, but went down with that scary ankle injury. Thankfully, X-rays came back negative. Hopefully that situation is just becomes running the mill, and she's back soon. Couple things: Jasmine Jones, 20 points; Laisha Clarendon, 16 points for Atlanta. But Naja Laney, career high 30 points, man. And Kennedy Carter, continues her impressive play. She added 17. Just let me know your thoughts on the game, Wilson.
All right, yeah. So Badaja Laney, she's gonna be on. I think she gave me the idea between her and like Jazz Jones, Maisha this year, doing something for WNBA Outlook the entire show. That might be my segment. I haven't thought about it, but there's a lot of players stepping up and kind of just playing
Hmm.
above the box people put them in. But Naja Laney has been acting a fool this season. I honestly, after watching the first two games the Dream played, I'm not shocked about her hitting 30. She's been a consistent contributor on the offensive end for her. Mind you, they just got Courtney Williams. This was Courtney Williams' debut game. But Naja Laney's been on attack mode the entire time. Shout out to Elizabeth Williams with her double double tonight. Early in the game, she hauled in her 1,000th career rebound, which was huge for her. But like you said with Ionescu, she was comfortable. It's another one of them games where the defense were giving her space to do what she does, and when she has space, she's comfortable. When she's comfortable, the magic happens. She was competing. It was kind of sad because when she went down, it was a stretch of play where she was just her impact was all over the game on both ends. Um, but she went down, and the Liberty kind of like faltered for a second, and then I liked the way that they scrapped back, and a lot of that had to do with obviously we know how young they are as a team, but Jazz Jones, she was saying after the game she hasn't played point guard since college at times, but what I liked about her, obviously she's not Clarendon or Sabrina, her athleticism defensively, and she's just a dog. And she's another person that's attack minded. She got
Hmm.
downhill and just made life tough for Atlanta guards. Like you brought up Kennedy Carter, she fouled out. Here's one of the reasons she fouled out. New York's guards were getting downhill when it was time to go, and when Jazz Jones came in, she wasn't playing. Like, oh, it's a bad possession. Give me the ball. Go into the rim. We're either getting a call or something good is happening. So I was really impressed with her. Um, Jacqueline Willoughby, uh, you know, Kylie Shook came in, had some good minutes as well. So, I thought it was good, honestly. Obviously, nobody wants Sabrina to be down for a long time, but she does need to take her
Right.
time and get right to come back.
Hmm.
There's no reason, considering the state of the Liberty, not being mean, just being honest, for you to rush back right now. There's no pressure. But the fun part with New York is just seeing how hard they competed. And then for Atlanta, I don't know if they win this game a couple of days ago because Kennedy fouls out. If What if Courtney wasn't available tonight to come in and handle the rock?
Yeah, that was big.
You know, like that changes things a little bit. But I liked Courtney's debut. It was quiet. She came in and she didn't really force the issue or anything. Just kind of fit. I'm looking forward to her as she kind of gets in her groove with Atlanta. But shout out to the Dream for handling business.
Yeah, that man. Once Kennedy and Courtney Williams get going together, that's uh, I just got my popcorn, man. But moving on to the second game, Indiana Fever versus the Dallas Wings. Dallas etched out a close one, 76-73. Satu Sabali.
Hmm.
Then the Oregon Ducks took turns having career games. 3 games in, Sabrina had her 33 the other day, and then Sabali comes back here 23 and 17. Enrique solid again with 15. Fever showed some life. Had a big second quarter, outscored them 26-12. But the Wings responded. Just let me know what you think about this game.
Yeah, it's another thing with two young teams. Watch young teams do young teams thing. It was just a matter of who's going to make less mistakes that came out with the win, right? You
Hmm.
saw the Fever, like you said, they got a bigger lead. And what I felt like happened to them a little bit is they kind of started rushing things, and then a combination of that, and I felt like they settled for too many jumpers. Like you have Tiffany and Kelsey Mitchell, keep getting to the basket, keep getting downhill. We saw what they did the game before against Phoenix. They terrorized folks, and were finding their teammates for open shots. Um, Shout out to Julie Alamond of the Fever. Tonight, I believe she had 11 assists, which is a franchise rookie record for the Fever. Again, so they have three capable guards. There's no reason for you all to settle for jumpers. For the wings, like you said, it was a matter of times. We've seen Satu getting comfortable. And tonight, I like the edge she played with. Tonight, there was a couple times where it was like, I'm not rocking. You're not pushing me tonight. I don't care. She got the switch, and instead of giving up the ball, was hezzy pull up. Come get this. So I like the edge, the assertiveness. Bella Allery, she had a quietly good game too. I know if you look at the box score, it's only going to say 6 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. But if you watch the game, she had a huge impact. You know, Indiana likes to bring Tierra McCowan off the bench. That's been the theme. You know, people are still up in arms about that. But the fact that at times you're able to single cover McCowan, and it's not like Dallas has a 6'7" big or something like that off the
Right.
bench. Belly even ended up with a couple of blocks. I liked her tenacity and intensity on the defensive end. Where we know what we saw her do in college, she was about a bucket. But I like the fact that you're not you're not like, oh, I'm not scoring. So, you know, the other end of the floor, that doesn't matter. Do you hear that, Houston and Dallas, on the men's side of things? Um, I really enjoyed the way that she played defensively tonight, and we just saw the Wings scrap. Like honestly, that's all I took from that game is they scrapped, they fought, they clawed, and they earned it.
Yeah, man. Like with the Fever, I just feel like when you start off hot, or if you have a stretch where you're just making every jumper you put up, it's hard not to continue. Like even if you miss a few, you're going to think, all right, it's just going to start getting going again. But it's like playing blackjack at the casino. Eventually, the house wins. You're going to regress to the mean.
Yeah.
So you gotta continue to mix it up. So yeah, I think like you said, they did get a little complacent there and just kind of went with what was rolling without making an adjustment. But moving on, last game of the night, Las Vegas Aces, excuse me, versus the Phoenix Mercury. Phoenix got their first win of the season. Had their first game where they looked like what we expected them to look like. Skylar Diggins Smith and Tarasi came alive. They both had 22. BG had 18, 6, and 6. For Vegas, Angel had a slow start, but she still finished off strong, had 18. A'ja Wilson continues to play well, 17 and 8. I think a thing that hurt them, Lindsey Allen being a late scratch. She's been, a consistent player for them this season. But just tell me what you thought about that game.
Then my bad. I had one more thing about the Wings Fever. Just with the
Mm.
Fever, they just gotta trust Coach Stanley's offense. That was one of those moments tonight. As you just go and continue to trust it, it avoids those things, and not to continue to make comparisons to the team that she just came from. Washington has moments like that too, and they're a couple years into the system where people start going 1-on-1, and it's like, hey. We do things a certain way, and it works this way. Everybody eats because the ball moves. So Indiana, they're still young. Just let them get the trust in it. But like you said, with the Aces Mercury, Lindsey Allen was huge. Her not playing, and it had to do with inconclusive test,
Mhm.
COVID test. But Phoenix played with a desperation and a sense of urgency they should have been playing with 2 games prior to this. You shouldn't have to go 0-2 to play like you need this, right? And I get the trying to ease in and everybody fit in. You got 22 games, 3 are gone. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't got time for everybody being timid. The last time we talked about them, I think I brought up I thought they should shuffle the lineup.
Mhm.
They did in fact shuffle the lineup. Sophie Cunningham was the person that started at the 3. Well, she started at the 4. It was 4 guards and Griner essentially, because it was Skylar, DT, Bria, Sophie, and Brittany.
Mhm.
And I love what Cunningham did, where she wasn't a person that needed the ball. She's not in the way at all, but she can also space the floor at times. Where,
Right.
I think where they started with Nia Coffee. Nia Coffee's a do it all forward, but she's not a floor spacer, right?
Mhm.
So there were times where you're clogging, or Brianna Turner, not a floor spacer, neither of them. So with this, and it was evident early on when they started raining threes from the heavens with good ball movement, right? And I felt like DT came out with the mindset to make sure the ball moved, get everybody involved, and pick her spots. Where a couple of the past games, it felt like she came out trying to get herself going, and you know, didn't really work.
Hmm.
Um, Again, I just like the fight that they played with. And for the Aces, credit to them because they went down 23 in the first half and they clawed their way back to within two. And then you saw DT come up with just a nice little get back, hit that triple. And it was just like, no, no. And then, they went on a run. And shout out again to Bria Hartley on the Mercury because she's been a consistent contributor off the bench. And I know she started this game, but another person that's attack minded and Bria's gonna get downhill. Like Bria's gonna be Bria no matter what's going on in the world. She's going to attack, and they need that, right? Especially times where DT and Skylar trying to find their way. And I like the fact that Skylar was assertive today. Both of them weren't like, let's get everything going. It was I got a shot, take the shot. You got a shot,
Hmm.
take the shot. And that was the biggest difference. And then for the Aces, we see how we see why they have to play a certain way, right?
Right.
Because they can't play catch up the conventional way because they don't have a bunch of shooters. So when their defense is bad, they're in trouble. But I love the way that they clamped to get back in the game. But sometimes it's all the time, no matter what the sport is. If you dig a hole big enough, it always takes so much energy to climb out of it. And I felt like so much air was let out of their rally when DT hit that three, that
Hmm.
fallback three, like give us some room. It was a huge three because those are the shots. Those are little moments like that. They're deflating. And then Cunningham gets a steal, then gets fouled. They had another sequence late in the game. The Aces are making a run, and here Diggins steals it. Aaron inbound pass gets fouled, scoops the ball in. She didn't complete the 3-point play, but they were scrapping. We didn't see that from them. Like I think this was the game where we saw how many winners that they have on their
Hmm.
roster because we saw winners do desperation type things several times through that game. And now the challenge is to play that desperate from here on out because you can't afford not to.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, man. It was it was good to see them get one in the win column. You know, they through the first few games, yeah, they just looked like they were trying to figure it out. And it just kind of fell into place today. I think the last time we talked and you brought it up, it was bringing up the shuffling lineup was that was huge, and you saw the results of it tonight. So sometimes you gotta you gotta throw a wrench in your plans. Like it's not the end of the world. Especially when what you're doing isn't working. Like, what's the definition of insanity?
doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
So yeah, man, just try something different. And for Vegas, it's weird because like they're looked at as one of the top teams, but if you look at their record to start off, they're kind of trailing a little bit. But you know it's a 22 game season. It's short, but at the end of the day, it's still time.
Nah, it
But
definitely is. And what we saw tonight was the importance of Lindsay Allen for those that
hmm
didn't think her presence mattered that much because it shifted things out of place. It's one of the first times we've seen Jackie Young at the one again, which is not a comfortable place for her, especially with this team is currently constructed because there's not a lot of spacing, right?
right,
So having a more natural point guard makes things a lot easier. And Jackie's able to play off ball and do all the little things that she likes to do and contribute, naturally, just, going with her instincts. So, like you said, it's early on, but I like the desperation Phoenix played with. And we got another good slate of games tomorrow, well, technically later today. So we'll be looking forward to that. And we'll check you guys out on WNBA Outlook, the actual show later this evening. So, Wilson Tarpe Jr., that's Raymond Lyons. Get at you guys a little bit later. Y'all have a great one.